Hi, I'm Øystein. I make book reviews to keep up with my reading and to actually try to remember what I've read. Today we're going to talk about this book, Stoner by John Williams. Many people have recommended this book and it always shows up on searches for books you have to read and so forth. I think what intrigued me to read this book was that this book was originally published in 1965 and did not have a major success, but it later became a very successful book. And as late as 10 years ago, people have awarded this book prizes and put it on the list for books you have to read. Let's take a look at the story of the book. As I mentioned, the book came out in 1965. The main character of the book is named William Stoner, hence the name of the book, Stoner. The book takes place in the first half of the 20th century, and it follows the life of the main character, Stoner. Stoner is born in the last decade of the 19th century, and he grows up on a farm in the US. You don't get a lot of information about the life at the farm, but in short, it's hard work, and he's an only child with two poor parents. One day, the parents decide that Stoner is going to study agriculture at the university, and Stoner is not that keen to go to university at first, but the family sees this as a great opportunity to further develop the farm. At university, Stoner finds that it's not really that interested in agriculture, and one professor confronts him with the thought that he might want to become a professor himself. The professor had discovered something that Stoner did not quite understand himself, namely that Stoner had a love and passion for literature. After the professor had told him that he should also become a professor, the story finds a new path. And this path is what makes people talk about this novel as a novel about campus life or being at a university. Because a large part of the story is on campus at the university. It's truly an epic tale, and it follows Stoner in his career at the university. If I were to describe this book with one sentence, I would say that it's a book about being a human being. I've seen someone describe the topic in the book as being work. You could say work at the farm, working as a student and working as an adult, but also working on his life. And I would agree with this. I think that's an interesting way of looking at it. From my perspective, I would say that this book is about life itself. My final thoughts for this book: it was very easily read. It didn't have too many characters in it. I often feel that these kinds of books that deals with the human emotion often have many people in them, and for some books it makes it difficult to follow along, and you constantly have to think about who's that and maybe look it up on the internet or something. I thought the book had kind of a slow start, but it didn't last long. After the intro, I never felt any boredom reading this book. It's always taking interesting turns. It's hard for me not to recommend this book. It's a very beautiful book. I find the book very sad. It deals with a lot of sad topics, and it can sometimes be very heartbreaking to read some of the chapters in the book. When I think back on the book after finishing reading it, I become kind of sentimental. It is not a happy book. But I still love the book and would recommend it to anyone, if you're prepared, of course, to deal with the tears. So, thank you for watching this book review. I hope to be making more soon. If you're not already, please subscribe to my channel if you like the content. Have a great day.